What is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here and now watching this video. I do really appreciate for your time, and I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing, simply because it does truly help me out a lot. Now, we're going to be reacting to Floyd Mayweather breaks down on live after the feds, aka, the police, if that's what you want to call it, freezed all of his bank accounts in Dubai, man. It's pretty much known that Floyd Mayweather is being held in Dubai, pretty much stuck in Dubai, if that's what you want to call it, you get what I mean? Although we definitely don't know the full situation, but we know part of it, a small part of it, simply because Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather were on a like continuing beef, if that's what you want to call it. And they were going back and forth and whatnot, and Gervonta Tank Davis clapped back at Floyd Mayweather and said on live that Floyd Mayweather is being held in Dubai for not paying certain people, things like that, right? And I'm not going to dig too deep into that because that's a whole nother situation, but you guys pretty much get the idea. And a lot of people are calling it karma on Floyd Mayweather's end, because he's always bragging about how rich he is, right? Always bragging about how much money he has. No conversation goes past him where he can't mention money, you get what I mean? He can't help but to mention how much money he has in his bank account. Let's just say that now all of his bank accounts are frozen. The guy's, having a mental breakdown, bro. But overall, not gonna do too much talking, just gonna let the video play. Then I'll share the rest of my opinions, say what I have to say at the end of the video.
We're gonna get through this. That's.
After weeks of living in denial, Floyd Mayweather has finally opened up on his detainment in Dubai and the freezing of his bank accounts that eventually led him to tears.
I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion and take things to that next level.
And from a neutral standpoint, things aren't looking good for the boxing legend. Apparently, Floyd Mayweather has been released from Dubai, with the former multi-divisional world champion being seen in different events over the past few days. He was held back in Dubai for a few weeks for allegedly owing some debts. And being a nation that frowns against debts, especially debts from Americans, he was detained until he was able to pay up the debt. While he was detained, he had the license to move as freely as he wanted.
Mayweather situation that's current, they saying homie is held hostage in Dubai. Like, what's that about?
I don't know. I really haven't spoke to Floyd.
How do those losses of people you love affect you?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it.
However, his movement was restricted within the country as policemen guarded his private jet should he attempt making an escape. Eventually, he was released last week, and while his fans can celebrate his release, there seems to be some extra clauses to his release that still tie him strongly to Dubai and could potentially lead to another detainment. Well, this is owing to the fact that his release was based on the condition that his account be frozen till his debt is completely paid. This means he has no access to all his funds and other incoming funds until the Dubai authorities can recover the funds completely. That's quite strange for Floyd Mayweather, who's known by all to live a very extravagant lifestyle. Of course, he has his businesses running, however, the proceedings will all go to his accounts, which will then be recovered as payments for his debt.
That's Mac for 25 years. I tried to call him and figure out what was good with it. He didn't get back to me yet. And I'm sure even if he did get back, he probably don't want to speak on it. Look, they got him over there. That's obvious. We know you've been there.
The Dubai authorities were able to accomplish this by contacting the federal agents in the United States who ensured such a process was possible. It's been projected that Floyd Mayweather's debt is over $100 million, a mind-blowing figure for even a billionaire. It's been said that this debt was one of the reasons why the former world champion has been forcing his return to the ring as he nears a financial crisis if an immediate solution isn't proffered.
Cause she's my best friend. People really wouldn't understand that people like your drivers and your assistants are your best friend.
A few days ago, Pretty Boy showed up on a live show. Though he connected virtually, his reactions during the show blew the minds of many. He was asked several questions, ranging from his boxing career to the most recent development, his detainment in Dubai, and while he revealed some of the details that had been hinted at by Gervonta Davis, he broke down in tears.
Knew my deepest secrets. There was no male or female in my life that I told more stuff to.
Gervonta Davis had earlier alleged that Floyd Mayweather was guilty of some financial improprieties and labeled him a hater. Guy says all this trash, but he's in Dubai and can't leave because he's been taking people's money and not doing what they paid him to do. Guy's a freaking hater, Davis posted. Floyd soon responded and trolled Gervonta Davis in return. The situation, however, escalated when Davis issued a threat to physically confront his former mentor, indicating a desire to knock Mayweather out upon their next encounter. Things actually took a turn for the worse after Davis threatened to knock out his former mentor. Now I go around and knock Floyd out when I see him, and I'll care about going back to jail, Davis wrote on X in reference to the 90-day jail sentence he received after violating the terms of his home detention for a hit-and-run crash in November 2020. He's such a fool. He doesn't allow his security to carry guns. After Davis alleged that Mayweather was held captive in Dubai due to unpaid debts, Floyd's longtime nemesis, 50 Cent, offered financial assistance. On social media, he wrote, "Me and Champ are beefing, but he is my brother. I got some money if he needs it." Well, in his latest interview, Floyd Mayweather admitted most of Gervonta Davis's claims, despite insisting Gervonta only made those claims from a posture of hatred. Before he broke down, he was narrating the happenings in Dubai, saying, "It's really crazy. No one knew what I went through there, but it was crazy. I couldn't do anything. I posted old pictures and videos to stop people from knowing. It's really sad. Even now, I have my clubs, anti-bars, and investments on hold because of this. It's painful to see all you worked hard to go away. And I'm really being cheated here," he said as he broke into tears. "I know I'd get over this, but being at the heart of it is crazy. I can't do anything without being monitored. They want me to go bankrupt, but that won't happen."
Constantly be disrespectful when all I ever been was respectful to try to help this fighter go as far as he could possibly go. That's all I ever did. I need to be where I'm at today.
They then moved on and continued with Gervonta Tank Davis, asking if Gervonta's recent acts prove him ungrateful. He replied, "My thing is, I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion and take Tank to that next level, and I've always been there for him. Over the years, I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great. But over the years, he's constantly going on the internet to take a shot at Floyd, constantly being disrespectful, when all I've ever been was respectful to try to help this fighter go as far as he could possibly go. That's all I ever did."
Certain fighters. And when I say certain things, they say, oh, he's hating. There's no different from when I talked about the thing with Gervonta, for instance. When I said that.
He then referenced the famous video in which Gervonta Davis accused him of sending an attack. He denied Gervonta Davis's claims and explained his intentions, saying, "A lot of times they like to compare certain fighters and then I say certain things and they say, oh, he's hating. There's no difference from when I talked about the thing with Gervonta. For instance, when I said that I need all the young fighters making money in the sport of boxing, and what I need you guys to do is do this. Whether it's Cromart, Louis, Mercedes, Gucci, we need to take our money and invest in real estate so that we can live the same great life when our careers are over." So, I guess he took that as he's the only one that wears Cromart, he's the only one that wears Louis Vuitton, he's the only one that wears Mercedes. Last time I checked, we've got fighters all over the world that wear top flight clothes that make good money. Even the fighters that don't make good money find a way to fly jets and fly whips.
Like Larry Holmes. I take my hat off to these guys. They paved the way. They paved the way for me. I don't disrespect them. You don't hear me saying, "Oh, forget this old champion. He didn't do this or he didn't do that."
Floyd was asked about the top 5 fighters in the lightweight division, and he responded, "As of right now, well, the 2 guys, the biggest puncher I feel at 135 will probably be Gervonta Davis, but the most skillful fighter will be hands down Shakur Stevenson." Talking about Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Mayweather compared his skillfulness to Pernell Whitaker, who wasn't the heaviest puncher, but had the skill set to take on the best and get the better of them. "I believe his contract is coming to an end, so hopefully we can come together and I can take him to what he needs and make the fights happen that he wants." On the show, Floyd Mayweather was asked about his thoughts after Roy Jones Jr. claimed he deserved to be called the best ever TBE more than anyone else. Responding, he said, "Well, everybody for starters, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I'm glad Roy Jones feels that way about himself. Every fighter that gave the sport of boxing their whole life and sacrificed a lot inside that squared circle, they should feel that way. So if he feels that way, you know, more power to him. I have one fight, and the fight was at a catchweight, but it wasn't my idea. Anyone can hoe online and pull this up. It was an article, so with Canelo. At one time, I believe Canelo thought I was scared of him, that I was afraid. So he said Floyd doesn't want to fight me. I'm willing to meet him at 152 or 152.5 pounds. And me, I called his bluff and said, if you want to do it, let's do it at 152 or 152.5. But after, Canelo made the weight. It wasn't like it was a certain clause where he couldn't gain weight. He weighed 152 or 152.5. I think he came in at 168 or close to 170. But I came in at 151 or 152. But Roy Jones is one hell of a fighter. He's done a lot for the sport of boxing, and I'm absolutely proud of Roy Jones.
A lot of times they like to compare certain fighters. And when I say certain things, they say, oh, he's hating. There's no different from when I talked about the thing with Gervonta.
However, while Floyd sits in the midst of so much crisis, many fans have accused him of living a fake life, claiming he's in a bigger need of the advice he gave to tongue fighters. He keeps posting Instagram stories of himself living his usual luxurious life. However, that doesn't cancel the millions of dollars debt, and this lifestyle was exactly what Bill Haney was fighting when they both had a call a few weeks back.
Miami before, we kicked it. You said what's up, I said what's up. We kicked it, we had a good time. Now all of a sudden it seems like Bill Haney is my enemy. Like, I ain't got nothing against Bill.
Listen, I don't know if I'm your enemy or not. I don't come.
Bill Haney showed up on an Instagram live session with legendary Floyd Mayweather and made mockery of him, trolling and taunting him repeatedly. The altercation between Bill Haney and Floyd Mayweather Jr. had been long overdue after several events had seen both of them come at opposite ends of each other. Easily, they've had everything against each other, except a face-to-face confrontation. And that confrontation happened on an Instagram live session. And while the former allies obviously still have some tension to resolve, their frank and sometimes heated 10-minute video chat on Instagram seemed to reduce the strain. Haney and Mayweather clashed on a number of topics, including Mayweather's pro boxing record, how Devin Haney allegedly beat him in a sparring match, the issues between Gervonta Davis and Haney, and Mayweather's parenting. Haney, the father, manager, and trainer of the WBC super lightweight champion Devin Haney, understandably wasn't in the best of moods following his son's stunning majority decision loss to Ryan Garcia on Saturday night at Brooklyn's Barclays Center, where Garcia, 25-1, knocked down Haney, 31-1, with left hooks in the 7th, 10th, and 11th rounds. Devin Haney trained at the Mayweather Boxing Club in Las Vegas for years and was long mentored by Mayweather before ultimately leaving to seek his own path.
Tell him show where he at. You owe them people over in Dubai that money. Tell them get on live right now. And he owe people in Saudi Arabia money too.
While Mayweather promoted the unbeaten champion around the same age and weight class, Gervonta Tank Davis. Since then, Bill Haney has chided Mayweather for not supporting the underserved and needy around the streets of Las Vegas, while also declaring his son had accomplished more by the age of 25 than Mayweather, calling the Hall of Famer Mayweather PB in a reference to how long he's known the retired 50-0 champion, once nicknamed the Pretty Boy. Haney started the conversation with hostility, by telling Mayweather he views him as a freaking idiot. Following how he set the tone with immediate insults, he continued by undermining Floyd's 50-0 professional boxing record while continuing to bring up how Devin Haney allegedly beat Mayweather in a sparring match. And he got just the perfect response from Floyd Mayweather, a former professional fighter who was on top of the world during his heydays and had mastered the art of face-offs and verbal battles. Floyd responded quite wittily, saying, "If your son is undefeated in the gym, congratulations. Congratulations that you got an undefeated fighter in the gym. I'm an under-the-lights type fighter. Bill, let me ask you a question. What's my record under the lights?"
Somebody's enemy, you know who I am. You know what I'm saying? You know how I fuck with it. But if you was my enemy, then you would feel like that. Do you feel like I'm your enemy?
I'm just asking a question.
Ask me.
This ain't, we ain't no
Does it
pissing
feel like I'm your
contest.
enemy?
Haney seemed to drift off sparring and boxing and asked Floyd even a more important question. "But listen, what's your record in life?" Bill Haney queried. Like Bill Haney was deaf the first time, or was just pretending to be unaware of the obvious, Mayweather's reminded him of his exploits in the boxing ring and that those exploits are his exploits even in life. He responded, "My record in life is undefeated." But Haney wasn't here for boxing reasons. He came as a representative of the street, and he sure made that known to Mayweather. He said, "Flexing that nonsense 50-0. I'm 50-0 on these streets. I got love in these streets. To hell with your 50-0 with that boxing stuff. That stuff doesn't mean anything."
Oh, but I feel like you're a bullshit ass nigga. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's how I feel like it, me myself, personally. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
By your act.
and so,
Let me tell you, by your
and okay, that's cool.
Wait.
And with the look of things, there's one thing that's consistent about Bill Haney. It is quite true and surprising that Bill Haney actually thinks pro boxing records mean nothing, because even after Devin's loss, he's been out here talking like it never happened. And while his vocalness since his son's loss may be a good reflection of his mentality of life as a battle of wins and losses, his vocal tendencies have been deemed by many as irritating and disgraceful. But let's take a look at the other things Bill Haney said to the legend. "You need some help?" Mayweather asked the freshly wounded Haney toward the close of their video chat. "You needed some help the other night. If Devin needs me, I'm going to be there for him. Anytime I help Devin, it's total love, period." While that led to the pair laughing as the conversation ended and Mayweather urging Haney to call him for a private chat, there was tension earlier. Haney told Mayweather he didn't appreciate Mayweather seeming to refute a comment that Devin Haney had previously gotten the better of Mayweather in some sparring. The 50-0 boxing icon responded by jestingly congratulating Haney on his son being undefeated in the gym, jabbed at Devin's loss against Garcia, and implied that he, Mayweather, is undefeated in professional boxing competition. "Bill, if your son is undefeated in the gym, congrats," Mayweather said. "What's my record under the lights?" To that, Haney responded, "You're 50-0 with that boxing stuff. That doesn't mean nothing in the streets." Few can talk to Mayweather that way, but the retired fighter stayed on the call, hashing it out. Mayweather, 47, pressed Haney to reveal why he felt wronged by the 5-division champion who counted victories over greats including Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, and Juan Manuel Marquez while performing in the 4 most lucrative pay-per-view fights of all time. "Do something for the streets. If you don't do something for the streets, you're a trashy guy and no legend to anyone," responded Haney after recently complaining on social media that Mayweather hadn't financially contributed to a mutual friend's funeral. Mayweather said he takes pride in removing himself from the streets and used his father, Floyd Sr.'s past trouble there as motivation to pursue a better life. But then Haney said, "I just saw your kids on the streets." Mayweather responded, "When kids get to a certain age, they're going to do what they want to do, and when they don't want to listen, you disconnect."
You said what's up, I said what's up. We had a good time. Now all of a sudden it seems like Bill Haney is my enemy. Like I ain't got nothing against Bill.
Listen, I don't know if I'm your enemy or not. I don't claim to be your motherfucking enemy. I don't care nothing about being nobody's enemy. You know who I am. You know what I'm saying? You know how I fuck with it. But
Haney said he's looking out for the Mayweathers, and also insinuated that money doesn't assist his children financially, adding that he, Bill, has previously helped them out. Money opined that adult children are free to make their own decisions and pointed out that he's helped Devin and would help him in the future too. "You don't even say thank you for that." Mayweather pushed to understand where they go from here, said, "Bill, Is your ultimate goal for our kids to go to the next level, or is your goal for us to go against each other? He asked. A bit later, Haney said, I'm not going to keep rapping with you. You know what time it is. Well, to salvage himself from the mess he has found himself in, Floyd Mayweather has decided to return to the ring in 2 months' time. According to ESPN's Salvador Rodriguez, the bout will take place on August 24th at Plaza de Toros, Mexico in Mexico City, the largest in the world, holding over 41,000 spectators. The announcement of this news didn't sit well with Davis. He had different reactions to the fight.
So many sacrifices. Y'all looking at the end. Y'all looking at the end results. Y'all not looking at the shit where y'all go look at the interview and Zab gonna tell y'all, you know, with me being champion, with me already having.
Victor Ortiz held the WBC welterweight title in 2011 and was formerly rated as one of the world's top 3 active welterweights by most sporting news and boxing websites, including The Ring Magazine, BoxRec, and ESPN. Mayweather and Ortiz had an official fight against each other in September 2011. Mayweather was victorious via 4th-round knockout. At the time of the contest, Ortiz was February 2nd, 29, and coming off a WBC welterweight title win over Andre Berto. Meanwhile, Mayweather had not fought in 16 months, but he made a huge impact upon returning to the ring by beating Ortiz for the WBC welterweight title. Mayweather went a perfect 50, 0 in his career, but the win over Ortiz was perhaps his most controversial victory. After the fighters were separated due to Ortiz hitting Mayweather with an illegal headbutt, Ortiz hugged Mayweather in an apparent attempt to apologize. Once he let go, Mayweather caught Ortiz with an unexpected punch, prompting Ortiz to look toward the official. Mayweather then punched Ortiz again, resulting in a knockout. The loss to Mayweather was the start of a 3-fight losing streak for Ortiz. He also went on to lose a rematch to Berto and a bout against Robert Guerrero. Ortiz went just 4-4-1 after the Mayweather fight and retired following a win over Todd Manuel in 2022. While Ortiz has been out boxing for the past couple of years, Mayweather has continued to take part in exhibitions even after retiring following his win over McGregor in 2017. Following the confirmation of the fighting exhibition between Floyd and Ortiz, reactions have been all over the media from fans, boxing pros, and boxers, and that's all for now. For the very best of
But yeah, man, that is the end of the video, it seems. So let me know what y'all think, man, and subscribe for more content. But my opinion on this whole situation, pretty crazy, man, overall. But yeah, man, overall, following the whole, the whole Floyd Mayweather being held in Dubai thing, right? A lot of people are saying it's fake. You get what I mean? It's just a way or a strategy for, Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather to hype up his fight, because we all know by now, right, Gervonta Tank Davis has an upcoming fight with Frank Martin. So this is all a strategy to get everybody talking, to basically hype up his fight with Frank Martin, if you get what I mean. Now, there's also a lot of people who are saying, now, by the way, back to what I said, right? Nothing is confirmed, you get what I mean? That's just, their people's opinions, people's speculations, right? So, yeah, man, overall, now, there's a lot of people are saying that, Floyd Mayweather is actually being held in Dubai. You get what I mean? He can't leave Dubai. He cannot leave Dubai. Things like that, right? And people are also saying it's karma on his end, simply because the guy is always bragging about how much money he has, on how rich he is. So it's now like he can't pay certain people in Dubai. Now it's pretty crazy, right? But yeah, man, overall, I really don't have too much to say on this situation. So I'm gonna leave it to you guys down in the comment section. So let me know what y'all think, man. But do y'all think the Floyd Mayweather versus Gervonta Tank Davis beef is like real, or do y'all think it's just fake? It's all a strategy to, hype up his upcoming fight with Frank Martin, simply because we all do know Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd are very close, right? But it seems like they're having a fallout now, simply because it seems like Gervonta Tank Davis decided to take his own lane, take his own route, do his own thing. And I'm pretty sure he even said he signed like I don't even know how much it was. Like, it was like hundreds of millions of dollars he took a deal or something and he's not with Floyd Mayweather anymore. Now, I don't know how true that is, but let me know what y'all think. Overall, gonna end the video here. If you did make it to the end, subscribe for more content, and peace out.